In a world where business moves fast, service must move faster. Every interaction is a chance to create impact, to win loyalty, to build legacy. At Billionaire Enterprises, we don't just consult, we craft unforgettable experiences that set you apart. Because service isn't a department, it's the heartbeat of your business. From small startups to global enterprises, we equip you to serve with intention and lead with purpose. Excellence in service, purpose in every interaction. In a world where business moves fast, hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to uh, this evening's teaching. I'm excited to be with you. I'm excited to see what God is going to do in whatever venture He has you leading, overseeing, whether it's a business, ministry, or nonprofit. I'm just excited to share with you. Some of you, I've already kind of given away a little bit about the title. You may have seen posts that went out this week, over the weekend, but tonight we're going to talk about when God called Moses. And some of you may ask, well, what exactly is this? Why is this Bible study? Is this what exactly are we doing? So I am a business consultant. I am the founder and CEO of Billionaire Enterprises. And as a business consultant, my specialty is to help businesses, ministries, and nonprofits elevate their customer experience to a place to where it honors God. And so, what that picture looks like, as though those of you may know, I've been talking about the 15-minute challenge. Man, that's an opportunity for you to really personalize kind of some of the things that I'm sharing with you all through my videos and teachings. Your specific business, whether or specific ministry or nonprofit, where you're getting your questions answered, or you're getting a direction to where you want to see your venture, your enterprise become a billionaire enterprise. And that's exactly what the name says itself. It's what we build. We build billionaire enterprises, enterprises that first and foremost we honor God, right? And when you understand what it means to honor God, then you truly understand that servanthood is the root of that, right? Servanthood, and it's how you serve your customers, it's how you serve your members, it's how you serve whomever you're serving. That's what you're called to do. And so tonight we're going to look at Moses and when God called Moses and how he changed the experience of a nation. When he called Moses to change the experience of a nation. And I have some slides up for you, so in case you miss it, you can. I don't know if it'll be time to write it down, but there'll be some slides for you to see. And just I want you to take from this what you believe, pieces that you believe that you can quickly implement into your business. Maybe you went into business thinking, hey, I just want to start a business so I can make some extra money on the side. But I challenge you on that, because when you go into business, you essentially saying, I'm going into serving people. Whether you're a lawn care company, you're serving someone's lawn. You're serving them by a vast array of operative ways you're serving them, whether it's we're giving them time back to spend with their family, right? So there's a ton to dive into, and it really can impact any business, any obviously ministry, but any nonprofit this applies to. And so tonight we're going to look at Moses. We're coming out of Exodus chapter 3, verse 7 through 10. I'm actually going to read it. We're going to look into Moses chapter 7, Exodus chapter 3, verse 7 through 10. And I'm reading out of the New King James Version. It says, "And the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry." You want to you want to make a note of that. He said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows. Verse 8, so I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from the land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. So God is setting the stage of not only what his vision is. You see, as a leader, you're going to first get the vision. And if it's a vision that's truly going to impact lives, it's going to be a vision that God is giving. And so God is giving Moses the vision that he has for the children of Israel. That's his assignment. That's his assignment. God will give you the vision for the assignment. If you believe you're operating in your assignment, then the next step is, what is the vision that God has given me? And so we're looking at some principles that we're going to take out of the assignment given to Moses, the vision that was given to Moses, and we're going to look into 4 principles that I believe that you can apply to your business, ministry, nonprofit today and see change, transformation, and impact in what you're overseeing. God, first off, God saw, he heard, and responded. See, we can take the principle. See, a principle, you can take a principle out of whether it's Old Testament or New Testament, because God doesn't change, right? God doesn't change. Yes, the covenant, for those of you that are understanding the word, understanding or have been taught the word and understanding the difference between the two covenants, old and new. But God does not change, right? The covenant was simply how he responded to people change, but doesn't mean God changed. So you can take out of the Old Testament and apply it to your life. So first off, God saw, he heard, and he responded. Leadership is rooted in awareness of suffering. Leadership is rooted in the awareness of suffering. Please understand, as a leader, if you are not aware of the suffering that your customers, members, people that you're serving are enduring, it's going to be impossible to lead them out. And so God had to show Moses the suffering. He shows Moses the suffering that he saw and where he wanted them to go. Leaders are also called to improve experiences. God didn't just call Moses to say, hey, go down and go in and comfort them, right? He didn't say, just go and comfort them. Tell them it's going to be all right. Tell them to just keep praying about it. And one day, hey, the suffering won't be as bad. No, he called him to lead them out of suffering. He called him to lead them into a new experience. You understand? So what I'm talking about as a business consulting, where our focus is customer experience, I'm talking about focusing on what God wants. God wants, he's called you to lead a business to change the experience of those that are hurting. Whatever that hurt is. I was talking with a friend of mine, actually a neighbor not too far from the street, and he was sharing with me his vision and his heartbeat. And really how that came to be was that the pain he saw from those that was close to him, he saw the pain that they were going through, and he thought, well, surely God has given me this pain, this burden to change this. And so that led him to starting his business. And I'm going to be consulting with him on focusing on not how many people you have. That's where most businesses mess up. That's where most ministries lose sight of God's purpose, is that we focus on how many people can I get through the doors rather than what lives will I change and transform through the experience that I create of those that God sends me. Because here's the secret. You focus on the experience, God focus on the number. He'll send those that you've prepared to take a journey on, wherever your business is, wherever your leadership role is, whatever your ministry is. You focus on what is the experience of those that I have, whether it's 1, 2, 20, or 100. God will focus on sending those that you prepared to take on the journey. And so leaders are called to improve experiences. Here's principle number 1. The principle number 1 is see the pain, right? See the pain. What areas do you see the pain in someone else's life? Maybe you're not even in business. Maybe you're just tuning in because you've thought about going in business. Maybe you're just tuning in to see what this is really all about. Well, I help businesses elevate their customer experience. My question to you is, what pain have you seen of people around you that you just simply talk about? Maybe gossip about. Maybe talk about what somebody down the street or some company, other companies should tackle. Maybe that pain is a pain that God has called to your attention to call you into being creative, being the creative one, to create a company, to guess what? To take those people that are hurting into a new experience. Right? Remember when I told you this a couple weeks ago? God first thing God tells us about himself in Genesis is that he is the creator. That means he's creative. Right? And guess who's made in his image after his likeness? Man was made in his image after his likeness. So whether you believe that or not, it doesn't change what the Bible says. And so God tells us first and foremost he is creative. So stop doubting yourself, stop devaluing yourself, and know that God has called you and created you to be a creator. And so therefore you have that ability to create the business, the structure, to change the experience of those that are suffering. So press principle number one, see the pain. Right? God saw the misery of Israel. Leaders must notice the struggles of their people and customers. If you're a leader, here's a nugget. If you're the leader of a company and you don't notice the pain and suffering of the people and the customers you're serving, you're already headed in a path where your doors won't be open long. You're going to experience confrontation, and you're not going to be ultimately reaching the purpose of your business. So you must notice the struggles of your people. Awareness, awareness of the pain is the first step towards transformation. How can I lead someone into transformation? How can I change other people's perception and experience if I'm not aware of it? And so that's the first part of it. What if you believe you may be called into stepping into business, right? And but you're not aware of anybody's pain. So you may be going into business for the sake of money. You may be going into business simply to line your pockets up, or you may be going into ministry for the wrong reasons. But if you don't notice the pain of other people, it's gonna be impossible to lead them out into a new experience. Here's principle number two: hear the cry. God heard their cry. He heard their cry. Listening is leadership. Listening is leadership. When you are serving people, and there's all kind of avenues by which you can listen to your customers. There's surveys. There's a lot feedback, on-site feedback. There's feedbacks that you can set up through your app. There's all kind of ways that you can hear from your people. And see, here's the thing that most businesses drop the ball in. We only want to hear the good. We only want the surveys that glorify how good we are. And when it comes to the bad surveys, we tend to blame the customers, like victim shaming, right? It's, oh, well, they're just troubled customers. Well, if you begin to look at the voice of the customer as an opportunity to be transformed yourself as a leader, then it won't be long before you're winning a customer back that would have never come back through your doors. And see, when people don't feel heard, here's a couple things they do. That one, they kick back, confrontation, or they don't come back. When they don't feel heard, they either kick back, where you're constantly dealing with disgruntled employees. You spend more time solving problems than you do really speaking to the customers and getting to know them and building that relationship. You spend more time putting out fires than you do actually getting to know the customer. Or they just simply don't say anything and don't come back. I can't tell you how many times I walk into establishment with my wife, and the experience, we walk out. Like, if it's a bad experience, we simply leave. We're not going to go back and forth on why your service is bad. We just simply say, well, you don't want what we have in our pocket. And a business is only as good as those that will give out of our pockets into what you have. And so sometimes customers just don't come back. And if you think that your prices is what's going to keep them coming through the door, well, think again, because now we're in an era where experience is everything. People will pay and will give towards I mean, things that are from other eyes are crazy expensive for the sake of experience. They'll give an unlimited amount of money because of the experience, and because that's hard to get now. And so my encouragement to you is focus on the pain, see the pain, hear the cries, listen to the customer. Empathy builds trust and opens the doors to transformation. People can always see and read authenticity. And so, how authentic are you in the pain, in the cries of the customers that you're serving? Principle number 3: take action. Take action. God sent Moses to Pharaoh. He didn't just tell Moses, "I want you to just pray for the people and they'll be okay." No, he said, "I'm sending you to Pharaoh." True leadership takes action. True leadership doesn't just allow the pain to endure or allow the pain to exist, because it's only going to increase and it's only going to spread. And as you may or may not know, a bad experience with one person will eventually, very quickly, actually, especially in today's society when social media is so rampant, will reach at least 100 to 1,000 people, just depending on who it is. I saw a video the other day, and this customer was in the restaurant, and she was just upset. I guess I'm not. They didn't have to give any context to the video, but she just slapped the cashier. Just slapped the cashier. Could it have been avoided? I don't. It's hard to say if it could have been avoided, but I do know this. I do know this, that when you listen to someone's pain and they feel heard, they very seldom will result into physical action. Not saying it's always going to be that way, but in my experience, and I deal with and I work with customers, the experience of customers all day long, and I get people who are very, very escalated. But what I have noticed is that when I apply what I'm showing you, when I hear when I hear the pain, and I see their pain and I hear their cry, right, and then I take action. When I apply those steps, I immediately go from a customer who say I would never be back to, you know what, because of my experience with you, I'm willing to give this another go. Right. So I'm only telling you what I do and what I've done for over 20 years. I've been in the customer experience space for over 20 years. Been a senior pastor of a church. I've been in customer experience space in the corporate world. So I've been in the customer experience space. So I've seen this journey. I've been with some very large companies, and I've seen what happens when you intentionally focus on the customer, when you intentionally focus on the member, and you begin to implement what I'm telling you and showing you in the Bible, and how lives will change and transform, even from the standpoint of they may be won to Christ simply by how you see their pain, hear their cry, and take action. Right. So God sent Moses He sent Moses to Pharaoh. Right. He sent Moses to Pharaoh. Vision is proven by action. Right. And so if he would have never taken the action to go to Pharaoh, then he would have never seen what God was showing him, which the vision that God was giving him. So he had to take action. Leaders change experiences by moving from awareness to execution. It can't just be, I know the pain, I know the problem, but I don't, or I point someone to take action for me. No, as a leader, you must take action. Principle number 4: transform experiences. God led Israel from slavery to freedom. Did you catch that? God led Israel from slavery to freedom. But God used Moses to lead Israel from slavery to freedom. Leadership changes how people live, work, and interact. True leadership, true godly leadership, changes how people will live, work, and interact. God wasn't satisfied with just people existing on the earth. He's never just satisfied with it. He wants them to have a godly experience. That's why he could have left them in the situation that they were in, but he decided to change their reality by calling Moses to lead them into that new reality. Business and ministry must aim for unforgettable experiences. That, as a business, if you're a startup, if you're in existing and you're struggling to maintain and retain loyal customers. If you feel like your business is, you're high in one week and you're low in one week, and it's very inconsistent and it can be frustrating, I challenge you to stop trying to focus on getting people through the doors and focus on creating the new experience for those that do come. I challenge you. As a matter of fact, 15-minute challenge you, which you can join me on my website at belvinshaw.org. 15-minute challenge where we dive into your specific business and we go. I'm talking about we'll go through your vision. We'll look at where you are, where you're trying to get to, and we'll put a plan together. 15 minutes a day for 5 days a week. I believe what you're leading, what you're trying to oversee, I believe is worth that at least. Honestly, just no obligation, an opportunity for us to dive into your business. Yes, I don't get into specific businesses on this platform. The 15-minute challenge will get into your specific business. We'll look at we'll look at your vision. You'll leave with an actionable plan to change your business and how you serve people. Right. So transform leaders, transform experiences, and how does this really apply from a faith word of God perspective? Just like God called Moses, leaders are called to notice the suffering. Uh, our call is not just to meet the needs of people, but it's transformation. God could have very easily just sent the supply the children of Israel needed to ease their pain, but he needed them transformed. And how was he going to transform them? Let's give them a new experience. He wanted to transform them by giving them a new experience. And so serving well, transforming the daily experiences of those we lead. That's your assignment as a leader. What type of experience, transformation experiences are you creating? Maybe you don't know where to start. Well, I want to challenge you once again to join, as I'm closing out, join my 15-minute challenge 5 days a week. You can go on my site, melvinshaw.org, select the times that work for you, 15 minutes a day. You can do that on your lunch break. And I want to see what God can do in your business when you allow him to. I'm looking forward to connecting with you all. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, YouTube channel. Share the video. Looking forward to connecting with you on the next go round. Stay blessed in all that you do. Take care, and we'll see you soon.